Come on, boys, come on! Come on!
BBC Weather Leeds live inside Stamford Bridge, the home of Chelsea. Anybody else waking up far too early in the morning at the moment and worrying about our favourite football team? Well, we might have winced last night when Southampton won it at Swansea, but it's certainly simplified the equation, hasn't it? 1 point will do it. And then we can do it all again next season. And Town have got 2 bites at the cherry. Starting tonight here in the home of last season's champions, Chelsea, who kick off in their gloriously traditional blue shirts and blue socks with white socks. Town in their all red away strip with the black hoop on the front, and Town are defending the goal to our left where the away fans are. Morata, the Spaniard, is in the starting lineup and he chases the first ball down the right hand side, delivered by his fellow countryman Fabregas. Well defended by Town on the left hand side. Schindler straight into action. 6 changes for Chelsea. One of them, the Dane Christensen, exchanges possession with Rudiger, the German. Pedro, one of Town's tormentors, back at our place when Chelsea won by 3-1. He turns it back to Rudiger, whose cross-field ball is cut out by Chris Löwe. But Willian, the Brazilian with the big hair, buzzes around in front of the Town penalty area, and Jonathan Hogg has to lay it all the way back to Chris Löwe, I think it was, who cleared. And Town defend successfully. If you're joining us late, coming in from cricket or whatever you've been doing tonight, 3 changes for Town. De Poitras up front for Mounier, Pritchard's on the bench and Van der Parra starts, and Hadersenai is rotated to the bench. Phil Billing starts as the extra number 6, and that's where he is now as Christensen arrows the ball down to Fabregas down the right hand side. Chelsea need to keep the pressure on the top 4 to try and get in the top 4 and book themselves a Champions League group stage place for next season. They get the ball back.
Sorry, it's concerning. There's no team playing on the right hand side with Tommy Smith. Alonso's got all the space in the world there to work exactly like he did last time they played.
Tom Smith and Aaron Moy work it out nevertheless, with Rudiger and Alonso numbering up on this left hand side. Chelsea are attacking what I think is the former shed end away to our left. Goodness knows what it's called now. I think it's the hotel end. Chelsea playing from right to left as we look at it in this first half. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Keep your messages coming all night. We're going to have a late one, no doubt, because Chelsea have got their end of season lap of honour. They've only got Newcastle away, and then the cup final against Man United in 2 weeks. Chelsea in possession with Christensen. They work it right. Here's Azpilicueta, who's skipper tonight. Davide Zappacosta comes in and finds Fabregas. Fabregas one touch to Willian. Willian holds off Löwe, and Chelsea just ping it back. Azpilicueta, Christensen, and now N'Golo Kante, the Frenchman, finds Rudiger. Chelsea are camped inside Huddersfield Town's half, just like Man City were on Sunday. Azpilicueta rolls one down the channel. Willian loses possession. Chris Löwe chips it forward. Rajiv van der Parra with an over fancy ball back towards his teammate, and Chelsea pick it up again with Pedro, and now Fabregas. He can't get round Phil Billing. Town just sit back in a wall of red with a bit of black, and now they look at Rudiger coming down the Chelsea left hand side. David Wagner beckons his team towards him, and Chelsea move it right towards Fabregas. They're moving round in a semicircle with their balls. Here is Azpilicueta. His cross is sent away by Chris Schindler. Fabregas rolls it, gets it back, and now Pedro turns round Phil Billing on the right apex of the penalty area. Pedro comes back in field. His square ball is cut out by Jonathan Hogg, and Town have their backs to the wall on the edge of the penalty area. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Back come Chelsea centrally. Morata, poor touch. John Hogg sniffs it out and is helped out by Phil Billing and Terence Congolo, whose out ball is cut out by Azpilicueta. And now Zappacosta comes down the right hand side, edge of the box. He comes across. Morata misses his attempted header in the air, and Aaron Moy just about managed to scramble it away from Alonso. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0, and it could be a long night of defending if the first 4 minutes is anything to go by.
It could look like they're playing 5 at the back. Timothy Zanka, Schindler in the middle, Congolo, Löwe. It just worries me that Moy's not going to get over quick enough to snub out Pedro and Alonso into the box.
Strong work in the tackle by Chris Löwe, who's picked up here where he left off at Man City before he was subbed on Sunday. And his tackle on Zappacosta has pushed the ball out of play for a Chelsea corner after 4.5 minutes. 0-0. Town have had the ball in their own half for the whole match so far. Corner for Chelsea from the right. Morata tries a volley which Chris Schindler manages to half block, and now Town will bring it away from the penalty area with Rajiv van der Parra, and he tries to curve one round the outside. Tom Smith chases it. Zappacosta has read it, and he rolls it back to the, these days, unfamiliar figure of Willy Caballero in the goal. He's got a fantastic Aaron Moy style haircut, if I can call it that, and he sends it downfield. Chelsea turn defence into attack. Lussell parries the shot by Alonso from inside the penalty area, and Town were wide open down their right hand side after the diagonal from Chelsea, and the clearance following Zappacosta's diagonal ball. Now Aaron Moy pounces on Kante and Fabregas in the centre circle, and we're going to need more of that from Jonas Lussell all night long if the opening 5 minutes is anything to go by. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0.
Yeah, I think he's going to be busy. That's a really good save as well. I actually thought I'd gone through him. Alonso put that much power behind it. He could have easily tried to read the shot thinking he's going to go across him. He stood big, stuck strong, made a very good save.
Willian toes the ball back towards Azpilicueta, who's closed down by Laurent Depoitre in the Huddersfield Town red and black. The Town fans making a magnificent noise. Do you need me to tell you? I doubt it. Away to our left, they're watching Chelsea come towards them. Morata reaches for a high looking pass into the penalty area. Christian was touch tight, leaning ever so subtly into the back of the big Spaniard Morata, who cost an initial 50-odd million quid, which will rise to 70-odd million. And he couldn't control that pass from the right hand side. Well defended, Christopher Schindler. And it's a goal kick to Huddersfield Town, which Jonas Lussell brings out and then toes downfield. He's all in black tonight, is Jonas Lussell, with the orange trim, and he has propelled the ball successfully into Chelsea's half, and Town at last have possession inside the opponent's territory, but not for long. Aaron Moy dispossessed by the wavy-haired Spaniard Marcos Alonso, who works down the left-hand side. Chelsea switch to the right, and Davide Zappacosta. Christensen, a touch by Pedro. Morata. Chelsea dangerous with their one-touch football inside the opponent's half, even without Hazard. He's on the bench tonight, but Town snuff it out, and Billing clears. It's chased by Rajiv van der Parra, but even he's not going to reach that. The ball's jockeyed back to his keeper, and Caballero bowls it out quick towards Rudiger. Matty.
Yeah, I was down at pitch side just before the game. The grass is so short, and it just moves quickly. That was actually a decent ball from Billing there. Unfortunately, he's just going to be a little bit quicker than expected this evening. You have to be really precise with your passing.
Guess who that is making all the noise at Stamford Bridge? Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 on BBC Radio Leeds. Chelsea bring the ball in field with a half back heel pass from Azpilicueta. Town number up on the edge of their own penalty area. A touch by Van der Parra. Phil Billing chases it, but he's lost his orientation, and the spin of the ball has beaten him. The ref's not helped, getting in the way of Town's defensive effort. Chelsea pick it up, and here is Willian teasing Phil Billing towards him. A shimmy and a switch to the hips, and a shot wide from the edge of the penalty area by the Brazilian Willian. It's a goal kick to Huddersfield Town, 0-0.
Some of your messages, Carl says, get that bus parked, Town, come on, let's get that result. And Marcus, as per normal, just hear the Town fans singing. Yeah, Zoggy says, already magnificent. Keep your messages coming. Tweet us at WYS Daily and text 81333 to start your message with the letters WYS. Share your feelings, your nervousness with us.
Yeah, they're going to have to be on the game tonight. I was watching Willian in the warm-up. So sharp, quick, powerful. Just going to make sure they keep stuff out. But Okongolo, very similar, strong, sharp, powerful as well. He's got a big job tonight.
Lovely knockdown by Laurent Depoitre from Jonas Lussell's downfield clearance. Town moved the ball backwards though, back into their own half beyond the halfway line. Chelsea doing a bit of pressing. Ratting around is the Spaniard Pedro, one of the smaller men on the field. Tom Smith's got it, and he curves a low pass back to Jonas Lussell, who drives it high again. Depoitre shoulders the ball off against Christensen, but it drops to Azpilicueta, who rolls it right to Zappacosta. I think when Chelsea bring it back in field. 0-0.
Sorry, when Lussell knocks the ball there, it's pretty obvious that Depoitre is going to be going for the header. He's going to be fighting with him. If Van der Parra is playing a more advanced role, which I think he is today, up there up front, he's got to try and get himself over a little bit quicker and give Depoitre a little bit of support, because we know he will win his fair share of headers.
Pedro brings the ball away from Aaron Moy, goes beyond Zanka. Aaron Moy bites in the tackle again and concedes the second corner. It'll come from Chelsea's left-hand side, right in front of the Town fans, who have got accommodation on 2 tiers here at Stamford Bridge tonight. They're over Jonas Lussel's right shoulder on the bottom tier, and then probably the dearer seats are higher on the top tier. And they are looking over Willian's head as he delivers this Chelsea corner from their left-hand side. Right-footed, the Brazilian. Lolo de Poitras's there to head it away. Big cheer from the Town fans. It goes back to Willian, who brings it down with a half-volley side-foot pass for Marcos Alonso. Willian to the byline. He gets around Phil Billing, but Billing stands his ground. Then Willian's cross curves beyond the half post, and Rudiger won't reach it. It's a goal kick to Town.
Yeah, well done, Billing. He's not kept him down the line, which you'd like him to do, but I don't think many people would keep Willian down there. But he kept to his task, moved his feet well, made him shoot from a tight angle. It's gone harmlessly wide of Lossel's goal.
Antonio Conte brushes his hair out of his face in front of us. The Italians are infuriating, aren't they? Even in his baggy Sunday tracksuit, he looks stylish.
Nicola White today saw on TV, said, who's that? I said, Conte at Chelsea. He needs a good wash. Thought a little bit rude, but there you go.
Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 on BBC Radio Leeds, and with you across the world on HTTV+. Rudiger, Christensen, pings it short to Fabregas. Rajiv van der Parra looks at him, and Fabregas lays it off to Christensen again, who made his name at Borussia Mönchengladbach before he came back to Chelsea. And he's a particularly un-Danish looking Dane. He's dark-haired, big strapping lad, but he's no Jonas Lussel. Chelsea swing it across the park. Zappacosta's lurking on the right edge of the penalty area. He teases Löwe to the byline. Zappacosta. The cross is drilled against Löwe's legs. Good defending, and he's come right back into the team. Chris Löwe. Corner Chelsea.
Yeah, again a good piece of defending, but Chelsea seem to have more purpose than Manchester City on Sunday. The quicker, sharper, really going at it. Town just got to keep this pressure away from themselves.
Chelsea corner, downward header from Azpilicueta, and Rudiger should have scored at the far post. He climbed very high, did the big Spanish defender, to create a big chance for Chelsea, not converted.
Yeah, the quality of the corners, Willian on that side, Azpilicueta to the other side. They put so much whip and pace on there. But again, yeah, he's got high up Azpilicueta there, but the Town defenders are there, just putting him off. It's not a clean header. He's got to jump on the player, but just that little nudge, that little bit of something stops him from scoring the goal.
They can't keep defending like this for 90 minutes.
They can.
They can't.
Oh, let's hope they can. No, but Chelsea are going to stop. They will have some possession at some point in the game. Every single football match, both teams have a portion of the game. And they're at home, Chelsea. They're going for a Champions League spot. They were always going to come at Town like this and try and get an early lead.
And we're all reminding each other, aren't we? All Huddersfield Town need is a draw from any of their remaining two fixtures. A single point would be enough to book them into the Premier League next season. Could be more than that. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Christopher Schindler side puts it across to his countryman Chris Löwe. Löwe holds it, looks up and sees the whites of Davide Zappacosta's eyes and pings it all the way back to Jonas Lussel, away to our left with the Town fans at his back. That's the fourth time Jonas Lussel has found Lolo de Poitras's head. De Poitres cushions it back into his own half, and Town have it nicked off them by Pedro. Kante puts a foot in against Jonathan Hogg. Hogg looks up, takes Kante's number, says I'll have him later. The ball breaks loose and Town work it back towards Jonas Lussel. Lussel drives it upfield. Chelsea picking it up far too easy on the halfway line though for me. Though De Poitres individually is doing a magnificent job.
Yeah, if no one's going to come and help De Poitres, that's what they're going to do. He's not going to be able to take it down in his chest easily and bring his players, bring his teammates into play. He needs a bit of help.
Alvaro Morata showed far too much of that to Aaron Moy, and Moy did a great job to pounce on the loose possession. Rudiger slides in on Rajiv van der Parra. The Town fans think that was high, but Chelsea have been given a throw-in, taken quickly. Great tackle, Jonathan Hogg on Willian, and the ball has gone out of play in front of the still booing Town fans for a corner to Chelsea from their left-hand side. Chelsea picking their passes and finding their men and creating chances already. Town have got their backs to the wall. We played nearly 15 minutes. Chelsea's corner, the latest one, coming from the left-hand side. Willian delivers flattish. Lussel comes and doesn't collect, and it's hooked away by Tommy Smith. It's possible to learn Italian expletives here, right behind the bench that's occupied by Antonio Conte and his men. You should have heard what he said just then when Chelsea failed to pounce on the spillage by Jonas Russell.
Well, it's the body language as well. It's someone else to control him. They're very animated, but he's a passionate man.
Ball's clear, and on halfway, Chelsea pick it up again. Azpilicueta, Christensen, they work it round the outside. Pedro finds William, and he is central with his delivery. It's well read by Chris Lover of Huddersfield Town, and the ball's back on this near right-hand side. That's a precise pass down the right by Aaron Moy. And Laurent Depoitre's going to have a bit of fun here. He pushes it inside Rudiger, makes some space, and N'Golo Kante arrives to put it out of play for a throw into Huddersfield Town, won single-handedly by Laurent Depoitre.
Yeah, good intelligent up by Moy though, just finding the corner, seeing that Potre was already on his bike before he played the pass. Good piece of skill as well for Depoitre, and Kante's there like we said he would be.
Van der Parra tussles with Alonso as the throw-in comes down the right-hand side, and the referee, helped by the assistant on the near side, was very harsh, I thought, on Rajiv Van der Parra. We're allowed to be biased on BBC Radio Leeds, but I think Chelsea got a soft one there, and they played the free kick in field. And now they work it across the park to the right. Zappacosta's not going to reach that scruffy pass from Morata. Löwe busy already in the opening 16 minutes, I beg your pardon, clears. And it's with Christensen, Rudiger, and Christensen wants it back again. It's almost casual the way that Chelsea stride up to halfway and start their next possession. Rudiger does Rajiv Van der Parra with the eyes and finds N'Golo Kante down this near side. Two similarly shaven-headed men, Kante and Moy, face each other. The ball's away from Chelsea's passing. Zappacosta tries to find Morata in the penalty area, but Christopher Schindler snuffs it out and pushes the ball to safety on the far side of the box. Chelsea pick it up again. Azpilicueta. Fabregas with the outside of his right foot switches play to the left, and here's Rudiger. Come on Chelsea is the cry from the locals. It's still 0-0 in the 17th minute. Azpilicueta, William, the tackles from Billing and Terence Congolo, and they work for Town. Good positioning defensively. The ball's gone off Chelsea and gone out of play for a Huddersfield Town throw-in. 0-0, Gareth.
Paul says, come on Town, let's get that 1 point, it's all we need. But Bono says, what concerns me about these last two games is Chelsea want to win for the Champions League, and on Sunday Arsenal want to win because it's Arsene Wenger's last game. Typical. That's from PK in Headingley. Leicester have taken a 1-0 lead against Arsenal. The stats: 76.5% possession for Chelsea, 23.5% for Huddersfield.
Is that all? Depoitre, referee playing advantage after a foul on him, and before that on Jonathan Hogg. And Huddersfield Town have a free kick just inside Chelsea's half. Jonathan Hogg chats with David Wagner about exactly what they're going to do with it. Tommy Smith is going to come over and make what could be a genuine chance to pump the ball into Chelsea's penalty area. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Zanka's going to strike the free kick. David Wagner's thought carefully about this. Like on Sunday at the Etihad against Man City, chances are going to be few and far between. They've laid it flat to the edge of the box down the channel. Moy finds the overlapping Tommy Smith. Across comes Marcos Alonso and blocks the cross from Tom Smith. It's out for a Town throw-in, taken quickly by Smith. Hooked into the 6-yard area by Moy, but it's cleared by Christensen. And out of play goes for another Town throw.
There we go, having a little spell, like we said, getting into the game. It's unfortunate free kick because Alonso slipped. And if Moy would have just took it on the half turn instead of taking a touch, if he'd have seen that, he might have had a chance on goal.
But the Town players are sharp. You can see that in Zanka's magnificent lean stature in front of us as he rolls the ball in field and gets it back from a man of similar physical description and attributes, Chris Schindler. Schindler finds Van der Parra with a neat diagonal ball down the right. Van der Parra and Moy combine. They're trying to hold off Kante and Marcos Alonso, and they fail to do so. Chelsea have nicked the ball off Town and they find William. Now the overlapping Zappacosta down the right hand side. Chelsea edge into Town territory. Town get men right behind the ball with great speed, and that's impressive. They're going to have to continue to do that all night. It's still Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 after 19.5 gruelling defensive minutes for Town. Zanka shoves Pedro in the back. A much taller man, Zanka, and he powers the header over the halfway line. It's collected by Christensen, who finds Rudiger. Rudiger, the German, with the crossfield ball. Zappacosta's there, but he can't control it because Chris Löwer's right in his face, and Löwer clears. Azpilicueta picks it up for Chelsea and finds Fabregas. Here's Zappacosta again, lurking on the right apex of the penalty area. He fakes the ball to the edge of the box, and Willian and comes in field instead, allowing Chelsea to bring it across the space on this left-hand side. Rudiger cuts a short chop pass towards Marcos Alonso, but Town are numbering up. Raji van der Parra thinks he's been held, and he's stopped playing as Raji. He wanted the free kick, but he's not got. Kante, meanwhile, dribbles through the Town defenders on the right-hand side still. Kante's at the byline. Has he been fouled by Zanka? No, says the referee. And there'll be no free kick for Chelsea, which they wanted, on the outside of the penalty area. But Town need to stay focused all night long, and David Wagner is doing his nut with Rajiv van der Parra for stopping and appealing.
You've got to play to the whistle. You've got to play to the whistle. He's done well to get the ball. He's in a good position. It's a little, he's dragged him back a little bit, but you don't get everything. Good defending there on Kante. God, he's got a strong centre of gravity, that little fella. He was getting through there, but they held the ground. Nobody dived in. He threw himself to the floor, I think fell. He didn't appeal for anything. Fair play to him. He's not gone for a dive. But they defend him well.
Another one-header by Laurent Depoitre. It was Fabregas who was up against him, and Town worked the ball successfully as a result to the right-hand side. But a flicked first-time pass in field towards Aaron Moy has been intercepted, and Town are chasing a little bit in midfield suddenly.
Conte shouldn't be beating Billing in the air. He's double the size.
Fabregas with Azpilicueta, and now Zappacosta down the right-hand side. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0, and Azpilicueta swings his right boot to propel it infield towards Christensen, and Chelsea have every outfield player inside Huddersfield Town's half. Zappacosta from Willian, and now Chelsea move it infield, making the way across the park from right to left. Rudiger, Marcos Alonso now on the left-hand side, with Tommy Smith watching his every move. The Town fans gave a roaring reception to Steve Mounier as he came up towards them to warm up. It's just like that for Laurent Depoitre, isn't it, when he's on the bench and stretches when not in action. There's a real feeling between the fans and the players. We know that. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0, and Town are going to have to double that at home to Arsenal on Sunday. Chelsea in possession still. Fabregas' chip pass towards the edge of the penalty area is intercepted, but the clearance falls straight to Chelsea. Willian, square ball, Kante, poor layoff first time. Picked up by Moy, but it's dished back towards Kante, and he's used too much arm, I think, in the move, and the referee's given a free kick. It could have been offside actually, but there was certainly foul play by Chelsea, and Town get the free kick to clear the lines on the edge of the penalty area.
Johnny says, we fear no team. Come on, Town, give us all hangovers in the morning. Town Terriers, Van der Parra needs replacing now by Mounier. And Paul says, sounds like we're showing too much respect to these big time Charlies. Get stuck in, for goodness sake. Keep tweeting at WYS Daily and text 81333 starting message with WYS.
You can see the game changing already though. They are getting more possession now, getting more bits of play in the midfield, getting into Chelsea's half more. Another good free kick now from the Depoitre being climbed all over. You can sense it just having their little spell, just changing, getting into the game.
Suddenly, as Huddersfield Town are allowed their second attacking free kick of 23 gruelling defensive minutes here at Stamford Bridge. The Town anthems are ringing round Chelsea's home. It's still 0-0, and Town need just a draw. Aaron Moy fakes the free kick and leaves it to Chris Löwer. It's high to the far post. Depoitre's up there. He makes the header, but it rebounds off Morata and back onto Depoitre, and it's cleared to safety with no threat on goal for Chelsea to defend. The chance has gone for now. It's still Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0, and we're savouring every entry into Chelsea's defensive third by Huddersfield Town. Lussell drives it long. De Poitre this time chests it down. Gets a knockdown from Billing, and De Poitre has got space. Can he find Billing again? The pass has gone the wrong side of the defender, and it is Marcos Alonso, that's the problem, who Town are up against. And now Alonso comes away and links with Willian. And Williams hit the deck after a foul. Rudiger didn't even look to see whether the referee's given a free kick before he backheeled that ball voluntarily out of play, and the referee does give the free kick to Chelsea. But referee Mason comes over and says, Mr. Rudiger, I hadn't actually blown the whistle when you did that. Give me a chance.
Yeah, it was his choice. Good to see. Good tackle from Hogg, though. Timed his challenge perfectly. He got a little taste of the Chelsea man in there as well, but most of it was the ball. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He needs something to slow Willian down anyway, bloody hell.
I'm putting bricks in his boots.
Yeah, put divers boots on. Yeah, here's some Nike divers boots. Other brands are available.
Nike divers boots are the best. No.
Yes.
Willian booed as he crosses to the far side. That's going to go way over Pedro's head. More of that, please, Chelsea.
He's only got them boots on. That was a divers boots pass.
That's gone out of play for Town ball. Cheap and cheerful possession for Huddersfield Town, who are defending stoutly against last season's champions, and a Chelsea team poised to make a serious challenge in the Champions League again this season. This year they need to finish in the top 4 to get into the group stages. They're currently 5th in the table on 69 points. They are the lowest goal scorers in the top 5 as the table stands, but we shouldn't thumb our noses too much because they've got 61 goals.
They're rubbish.
Huddersfield Town have the ball inside Chelsea territory. It's 0-0. Jonathan Hogg is forced backwards by N'Golo Kante. And now Zanka from Hogg's delivery. Tom Smith wants to find Billing again. Phil Billing turns around and said, I hadn't made the run, Tommy. What did you do that?
No,
or is he looking at the ref to say, I was body checked by Alonso?
But they've been a bit precious. Van der Parra's done that now, and Billing's done it. Make a genuine attempt. Don't just stand there and say, I deserve a free kick, because you don't always get it. Because he'd done really well, Billing there, really good touch. And the touch and move we talked about before the game. Unfortunately, he just didn't have the strength and the ambition really to get past the Chelsea player.
Kante, heavy touch. It's pounced on by Billing and Hogg, and Laura De Poitre has the ball inside the centre circle for Huddersfield Town. He turns it backwards for Zanka. Jonathan Hogg needed a man-on shout there. Pedro was on him, but Jonathan Hogg's strong, and he holds off Willian and manages to find Tommy Smith with a short pass down this right side. It's turned forward by Zanka. Pressure on the penalty area defended by Chelsea, but Christensen does well and clears. Jonathan Hogg is double-teamed by Willian and Alonso. Jonathan Hogg has gone down and won a free kick, and he's earned it. And the referee says, go away, Marcos Alonso. I've given the free kick, and Jonathan Hogg, I think, drew that free kick a little bit.
Premeditated that as well, because he just had a little niggle at him before. He wanted a free kick, and he's gone there and give Hogg one, because he felt he'd been fouled earlier on. The referee should have seen that and had a little bit more of a word in Alonso's ear.
Don't you love Jonathan Hogg?
Antagonises you, but you shouldn't fall for it.
0-0. Town's free kick. Aaron Moy with an outswinger. It's a back flick by Zanka, which came off N'Golo Kante and almost ran well for Town. But the blue shirts of Chelsea have picked it up, and here's William dancing, jinking. He's got Aaron Moy for company, but he makes space to the great joy of the home crowd. And though Town should be credited for at least creating an attacking chance, Andy Hughes, the senior coach, is livid with his players for not pressing after the concession of the ball. And Chelsea have been allowed all too quickly to get away from the penalty area. And now Fabregas swings it towards Azpilicueta, his fellow Spaniard. And now Zappacosta down the right-hand side teases the Huddersfield Town defenders towards him. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. We played 28 minutes. Christensen, Rudiger, he's 35 yards out. He's looking. He's got all sorts of options left and right. Spoilt for choice Rudiger, he gets it back from Willian and patiently switches it right towards Azpilicueta. Flat cross, great header by Terence Congolo, but Town are going to play for it again on the edge of the box, and Moy makes the header. It's shinned awkwardly back to his own box by Rajiv Van der Parra, but Aaron Moy bails him out. Laurent De Poitre jumps right into the face of Christensen, but the Dane works it away anyway, and here are Chelsea inside Town's half but Willian's ball's poor, and it's picked off on the run by Phil Billing. Billing finds Moy. Aaron Moy places it precisely down the right-hand side, inviting Rajiv van der Parra to run after it. But when you've got Rudiger up against you, you're going to struggle, and that's magnificent defending by the German in the Chelsea shirt. Despite the efforts of Rajiv van der Parra, he plays a square ball flush along his byline towards Willy Caballero in the Chelsea goal, and Chelsea bring it away. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town now.
Yeah, what I think is good, and what they've learned from the first game with this 5 at the back, it's allowing Tommy Smith to come out to Alonso without the fear of someone running behind him. I think that's why he's not having really any influence in the game. Now the game's settled down.
Christensen, quick with his delivery after a first touch to find Fabregas. Then Morata's volley, saved by Russell. Low at the near post. Morata, you cannot take your eyes off him for a second, and that volley was on target. Good save, Russell.
Yeah, really good save, nice and sharp. You know, and get the body into awkward positions and still create chances, these top players. But again, they've kept him at a distance, they've kept it so it's got to be an awkward chance. It's not an easy volley. They're making them work for the chances. And again, Russell, you'd expect him to make it, but he's also held it as well. Good save by the keeper. So Schindler's close enough to him, you know what I mean? He can't take a touch, he can't get any real purchase on it. Sometimes that's all you need to do.
Well, the opponent's different, but the pattern of the match is very similar to Sunday, isn't it? Definitely. Chelsea have had one clear-cut chance missed, and Russell's been called into action. Here come Chelsea again. Fabregas' cross, 2 queuing up at the back stick. It came off a Town defender and then brushed past Willian, I think, and it's gone for a goal kick.
Let's say
the Town fans are celebrating as if we'd scored.
Yeah, well, I think Zanka missed that. We're going to give him for a dummy. Well done. Let's give everyone the eyes.
Scores in the other 7:45 kickoff. Leicester lead Arsenal by a goal to in the 8 o'clock kickoffs. It's goals between Manchester City and Brighton, and Tottenham against Newcastle.
Tom Ince gets back down to the bench after a little stretch. Good to see him back in the Town kit with the training bib on. If you're coming in late, Town made 3 changes. De Poitre starts instead of Mounier. Billing and Van der Parra are in as well for Haderjanai, and Pritchard on the bench. Mounier, Pritchard, Haderjanai, Ince, Malone, Kwana, and the sub-keeper Coleman. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0, and the Town fans have never shut up all night. It's fantastic. And we're celebrating the temerity, the sheer stubbornness of Huddersfield Town. Right in the face of Chelsea, our host tonight. Epitomised none better than by Jonathan Hogg, who's snapping at every opponent, whatever their international calibre and fancy haircut. Alonso has got Aaron Moy for company, and Moy brushes his opponent away. Here's Tom Smith with Willian up against him.
Done really well then.
Smith has won the throw-in, drawing the challenge out of Willian, and it's out for Town ball.
Oh, he saw that the Chelsea player was trying to get into the box as well there for the back pass. Obviously they do like to go back to Lossell. Just changed his mind at the last second. Good vision there from Tom Smith, good play, and he got the throw-in as well.
Tommy Smith's on his feet to take it again, and he'll throw it right past Antonio Conte, the track-suited Chelsea manager. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Zanka looks at the ball coming down out of the floodlights after Rudiger's downfield lift, but Chelsea pick it up again on halfway after Zanka's clearance, and Zappacosta scurries over the halfway line. Pedro has drifted away to the right hand side after a quiet 10 minutes from him. Fabregas stabs it to Zappacosta again. His cross is charged down, but it lands to Pedro on the edge of the box. He fakes a back heel, comes in field. Moy chases him, so does De Poitre. They shove him over, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. 30 yards out, but shootable.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul. Just the foot movement of Pedro there, a few little tricks he threw in as well, a few little shapes. De Poitre's just been sucked in a little bit and give the foul. Decent distance out, but as you say, okay, it is a shooting distance. Russell's going to have to make sure he gets his wall right to stay strong. As it stands, nobody's in the wall at the minute.
A full match against Manchester City, Town defended, and now another half hour here at Chelsea. It's still 0-0. Fabregas' free kick, they're getting in behind, but Christensen overran it and had to backhead it for Rudiger to collect. Still Chelsea have it on the edge of the penalty area. Town behind the ball. Willian takes on Terence Congolo, who persists and holds his position and shoos Willian away from the penalty area. Chelsea have to work it all the way back to N'Golo Kante, who finds Fabregas, Zappacosta, and here's Pedro on the far side, the Chelsea right. Coming in field, looking Rajiv van der Parra right in the eye before laying off a little square ball, and Chelsea are so happy to stroke it first time. Here's Rudiger on it. He's got Aaron Moy for company. Moy careful not to overcommit. They force the crossfield ball to the Town players in defence, and that's superbly intercepted again by Chris Löwe. There are one or two rather snooty sounding boos from the Chelsea fans, rather like we heard from Man City fans on Sunday at Town's clearances. Here comes Pedro. He finds Morata, who goes and collects his own back heel, which was heavy. Schindler goes and runs with him, and Town have defended successfully.
Yeah, I agree with Chelsea fans, the Man City fans. Town should just give the ball straight back to them and let them get into Europe and let them get their record point score. I mean, why are they not letting them do that? That's just spoiling the party.
Typical Northerners, mate, innit?
Oh, I know, ruining it. You've not got to fans here.
Typical Yorkshire.
Well, we can go back to the Newcastle ones that didn't know the back pass rule not too long ago. 50,000 fans all don't know the back pass rule. He's pushing it right to the limit, Lossell now. He's going to get a little warning soon. Well, that's what you've got to do. 1 point, Premier League safety. Who cares what Chelsea fans think?
Laurent de Poitre nods the ball past N'Golo Kante, and Rudiger is just having a bit of a set to with Laurent de Poitre, who will not be pushed around by anybody. He didn't like Rudiger just cleverly linking up with him a little bit and just stopping his run after de Poitre had got the first connection on that. And I think Rudiger was just being a bit naughty there, and the ref has been old man by him. I don't blame de Poitre for protesting. Free kick's gone to Chelsea. But I still like the fact that de Poitre won't be talked to like that or dealt with like that. It's the Town way.
Yeah, he's not being big timed off.
No way. And it's appreciated by the Town fans here, as with you singing in your car on the way home. No doubt the name of Laurent de Poitre. There's time yet for one of those de Poitre moments on the road here, watching Huddersfield Town in Premier League life. Match 37.
Nigel Marks says de Poitre goal on its way as we soak up all his pressure. 1 point coming tonight. Keep tweeting at WYS Daily. Reminder, whatever happens tonight, Friday 6 till 7, Huddersfield Town special, live from Harvey's Bar in Huddersfield. Matt and I will be there. Come and see us 6 o'clock on Friday.
That's Waterloo, Harvey's.
Yeah.
Just up from the large supermarket with the yellow livery. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 on BBC Radio Leeds. The ball is knocked long by Jonas Lössl. It's chased by Rajiv van der Parra. Chelsea put it out of play off Town. And Zappacosta.
Is that Morrison's?
You're on a bung, you mister.
He's changed. He knows all the great buffet outlets. There you go,
Rudiger, Kante. Loose ball by N'Golo Kante. Billings on it. Zanka's a bit loose with that pass upfield. I'd like to see a bit more bite in it. But bite, his name is Aaron Moy, and he's won it back from Chelsea. He's right in the face of N'Golo Kante, who pushes Aaron Moy over. Liner's flagging the wrong way. Aaron Moy looks up rightly at David Wagner and says, "Boss, what am I supposed to do?"
He stuck an arm out there, Moy. After, I think he was challenged in the first place, it was a foul. But then after that, he stuck an arm out and thought, well, if I'm going nowhere, you're going nowhere either. Great
Chelsea knock it long. Schindler is high in the air to stop Willian getting away on the end of the long ball. And we played 37.5 minutes. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. The latest Chelsea player to be a bit casual is Pedro. But Town couldn't make anything of his sloppiness. And now Fabregas lifts it across the park. Alonso climbs high and beats Tommy Smith in the air. Stands on Tommy Smith when he comes down from the climb. But Town have cleared the ball. Tommy Smith is still down injured, and the referee stops the game. The Chelsea fans are booing, but Tommy Smith is injured. We just had a stoppage for William being injured, ladies and gentlemen of London. Tommy Smith is wincing and gnashing his teeth. He's obviously in pain.
He's took one in the thigh. Might be a little bit of a dead leg there. Alonso had a little bit of a run on him, to be fair, Tommy Smith there, and he's just caught him just with the knee.
Andy Hughes says, Hoggy, come over here. And Jonathan Hogg comes and has a chat with the bench. So does Phil Billing. Aaron Moy listens in, so does Laurent de Poitre. Rajiv van der Parra is having his own personal audience with David Wagner during the stoppage. Gareth?
I don't blame him, do he? Chris says, push up Town. The Town need to push up,
but
play further up the pitch.
It's tough to push up when you're against this kind of pace. Them little 1-2s, little triangles, and suddenly they're through on goal. It's tough. They have got to sit back and they've got to soak up some pressure, unfortunately, but that's just what has to be done against this kind of quality in such an important game.
Tommy Smith's back on with what looks like what the Aussies call a corked thigh.
Oh,
dead leg to me and D, and he's running it off. Christensen works it right. Aspilicueta, Zappacosta, Chris Löwe looks at him, chases him. Phil Billing supports Chris Löwe, but Zappacosta gets his cross off. Terence Congolo knees the ball away, and it's straight to N'Golo Kante on the edge of the Huddersfield Town penalty area. Chelsea lays siege again. Marcos Alonso very high with his delivery. It dips and swings, but there's too much on it, and it's gone for a goal kick to Huddersfield Town, well defended.
Yeah, more of those. So that's a decent line there. The ball goes out of play. Russell doesn't need to come. No one needs to defend. Making Alonso rush his cross into the box. Not masses to aim for either. Just got to keep frustrating Chelsea. They'll overcommit. They'll try a bit too more, and hopefully, just like Sunday, Town will get a chance, but this time they'll take it.
Town fans in great voice behind Jonas Lussel as Town's Danish keeper drives the ball downfield from left to right as we look at it. Aaron Moy hesitant as it comes back from the Chelsea defenders, and now Chelsea are on the charge. Willian teased the ball up against Zanka, who held his position, didn't commit, and Town were really backpedaling. But Rajiv van der Parra's had his pocket picked. And now Kante finds Morata. Morata round Lussel at a narrow angle, but he sweeps the ball across the gaping net and out the other side. And Chelsea have missed their chance. Town just about got away with it.
Yeah, and it comes from Van der Parra again. Nearly absolutely killed his teammates. I said on Sunday, the reason why I was happy with the team, because they don't give the ball away, they do it properly. He's give the ball away, then he's dived on the floor, then he stayed on the floor as well. That's not good enough. Wagner's got to make a decision at half time.
Got to get him off, and
you can't have that. That's a couple of times he's done it now. You played to the whistle. He had 2 or 3 opportunities then just to pass the ball to Tommy Smith. Lossel's done really well. He stayed on his feet as long as he possibly could. Sent the centre forward into an impossible angle. Couldn't stick it in the back of the net. Well done, Lossell.
Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 with 4 minutes left of the break. Zappacosta. And now Fabregas crosses from the apex of the penalty area, but Town block up and repel Chelsea's latest attack. It must be an 80-20 possession stat at the moment. We'll check it at the break. Zappacosta, the Italian, down the right. Twist inside. Left-footed cross. Blocked by Terence Congolo. And Chris Löwe puts it out of play against the airline advertising board. Digital these days, of course. Animating. And Chelsea take the throw in quickly in field. It goes back to the right from Christensen. Aspilicueta and Pedro, chased by Jonathan Hogg. And Chelsea make space by finding Christensen, their furthest man back, who's standing just inside the Huddersfield Town half. Chelsea work it left. These big semicircular passing movements continue. Willian takes on Tommy Smith. The Brazilians in behind. Zanka makes the tackle. It comes back off Willian, and Zanka's done his job again. Brilliant. Goal kick.
So just seeing some piece of fitness there. One of the staff Huddersfield Town running around with boots for Löwe, I think. Showed some decent pace around the back of that goal.
Jonas Lussel looks up. All the way downfield, you'll see his fellow Dane Christensen waiting to pump the ball back towards him. And another one in the foreground, Zanka, encouraging him to lift it high. Still the Town fans belt out their anthems. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0. If Town can keep it to this, oh my goodness, Will we celebrate? A point is all that's needed to keep Huddersfield Town in the Premier League for a second consecutive year of their debut in the top flight of the modern day English game. Pedro's pass downfield is picked off by Phil Billing. Billing links with Congolo, and Town can get bodies forward in the final minutes of the first half. Billing, 25 yards out, could have shot, he's laid it to Congolo. Congolo rides the tackle from Kante, and it's gone out of play for a Huddersfield Town delivery. Is it actually a corner? I think it's a throw.
It's a throw, but well done, Billing. Intercepted again. He's been reading the game really well tonight. He's took a few passes off the Chelsea players. I think he could maybe have let fly there, but it was a decent pass to Congolo. Unfortunately, the Chelsea player got back. Good play from Billing.
44 minutes have gone at Stamford Bridge. 0-0, and Huddersfield Town are making maybe their third foray into Chelsea's defensive third. A short throw delivered from the left. Battling for it at the near side is the Platter on the edge of the penalty area. He holds off his opponent, but after the clearance is hooked round him, Chelsea have been awarded a soft free kick just outside their box, and the ref has maybe been a bit lenient.
Hogg wanted Schindler to be closer then, because he didn't think he was going to get the ball, but Schindler thought he was going to get there. Hogg didn't really need to make that challenge, and he's still gone about it now.
Aaron Moy pokes the ball out of play, and it's a Chelsea throw. They work it across to the right-hand side to Chelsea, 5th in the Premier League table, with one match left for them after this in the Premier League campaign away at Newcastle on the final day. 2 minutes have added on by the fourth official. So far so good for Town, keeping Chelsea at bay just about by the skin of their teeth. Back come Chelsea at medium pace. Pedro traps it, rolls it back to Rudiger. Rudiger turns it infield for Christensen. Chelsea go round the outside again from left to right. Azpilicueta, a back heel pass by Fabregas. Kante's touch, Willian, Morata. It's interrupted by Zanka. Magnificent Town's Dane in the middle.
Yeah, he's had to be. What they're doing again, like they did on Sunday, they're keeping the positions. They're not getting sucked in by these 1-2s by Chelsea, because they are so quick when they get into that kind of pattern of play. But they're holding the positions. Zanka just steps in. Excellent clearance.
Pedro and N'Golo Kante tees the ball up and chases it himself with his little scuttling run. Equally aggressive at his run is Aaron Moy, who's forced him wide. Kante still got it though. Finds Rudiger. Here's Azpilicueta. Back heel pass by William. Fabregas is tackled by Chris Lover, but Town haven't cleared it properly. Morata tees it up. Here's Pedro. His shot is blocked, and Town just about got back in position in time to block the shot. Zappacosta. William. Side down by Lover. And Chelsea have a free kick which will bring the curtain down on the first half. David Wagner paces up and down. He needs, as we all do, Huddersfield Town to keep Chelsea out before the half-time whistle. There are seconds left. Chelsea's free kick coming from the right-hand side. It's Fabregas. Everybody behind the ball for Town. Fabregas' delivery near post. Jonathan Hogg's there to propel it over the bar and wide. It's a corner to Chelsea. Maybe there will be one last attack from the home side.
Yeah, they've only got about 15-20 seconds left. If Lee Mason lets him take it, I'm sure he will. Defended well all half, he's got to keep it going. Oh, there we go.
Referee says, I've had enough.
It took your time, that's it.
Half time, job done. So far so good. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 is the half-time score, and the Chelsea players are surrounding the ref saying, what about our corner?
Well,
they've had the chances,
yeah, I was gonna say,
and haven't taken them. Maybe you didn't realise it, but our name's Huddersfield Town, says Jonathan Hogg, as he walks sneeringly past a pathetic cluster of Chelsea internationals complaining to the referee just because they didn't have their corner. I say, job done. They're doing it to us again, aren't they? The Huddersfield Town way. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0 as the second half gets underway here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea in blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks, attacking from left to right Huddersfield Town defending the right-hand end of the ground and attacking the end where their own adoring, noisy fans are accommodated here at Stamford Bridge. A draw here tonight at Chelsea will be good enough to guarantee Huddersfield Town Premier League status again next season. It'll make them uncatchable for those below them. And Town in all red with black hoops on the front of the jerseys pick up possession for the first time in the second half here under the lights of Stamford Bridge. A long ball down the right, Phil Billing chases, but between them Rudiger and Kante mop up, and now Azpilicueta knocks it forward to halfway. Willian knocks it infield looking for Cesc Fabregas, but Jonathan Hogg pounces on him. Hogg in turn is tackled by Kante, and as Chelsea propel it downfield a bit sloppily, Town themselves get away again, and Kante strides forward. He's chased by Aaron Moy, who says to his defender Zanka, "Don't do that again, Zanka, please, I've just done all the hard work." Town chase backwards, and Chelsea pick it up where they left off in the first half. Fabregas tackled by Laurent Depoitre, reaching, and the ref says it was clean. Town break away. Jonathan Hogg plays a slightly overhit pass in front of Raji van der Parra, and the speed of Christensen comes back to stop the threat of a counter-attack. David Wagner loses his glasses in his frustrated reaction at the overhit pass, because he knew that was a breakaway chance of the kind that Town will have to rely on here tonight at Chelsea to even threaten the Chelsea penalty area. If you missed the team news, I'll run through very quickly again for you. 3 changes at the start: Depoitre for Mounier, Van der Parra for Pritchard, and Phil Billing for Haderjanai. All of Mounier, Pritchard and Haderjanai are on the bench. Town otherwise unchanged. Lussell in goal, Zanka, Schindler, Kongolo, Hogg, Moy and Billing in the middle, Lerber and Smith down the defensive flanks, Van der Parra and Depoitre up front. And Tom Ince is on the bench. David Wagner strides across to the 4th official and says something along the lines of soft or Homer or whatever his favourite expression is for that. Chelsea have a free kick down the right hand side. We've played 2 second half minutes. Willian comes across and now stands hands on hips with Raji van der Parra in front of him. Willian floats it. Rudiger heads over the bar and misses a good chance on goal for the second time tonight. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 0.
That's a gilt-edged chance. It's an absolutely fantastic ball into the box from Willian. Everything on there. Got to do better, the Chelsea player. That's that little bit of luck though. You know what I mean? They've got to make sure. Balls into the box in behind it, a bit of a concern as of late. They just need to make sure they're picking up, and the timing runs well, Chelsea. Town have got to make sure that line's strong, they're talking, people are in the right positions.
Depoitre wins his first significant flicked header of the second half, and Van der Parra is onto it after Lussell's clearance. What a job Laurent Depoitre's done up front for Town tonight. But Zappacosta, the Italian right wing back, makes the tackle. Willian streaking across the halfway line, runs into Christopher Schindler, and Town knock it forward. Depoitre's forward. Depoitre's got the better. Yes! And Laurent Depoitre scores! Laurent Depoitre scores! He bumped off the keeper, Willy Caballero, and Huddersfield Town's big Belgian striker has just changed Town's history yet again. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1, and if Town can hang on at Stamford Bridge, they'll book themselves in the Premier League again for next season. Wonderful aggressive centre forward play. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1, and what a way for Laurent Depoitre to score his 6th goal of Premier League life.
Absolutely superb. That's what he does, Depoitre. He runs through brick walls. He's ran through Willy Caballero. He's like Nat Lofthouse then, going through people. Absolutely sensational. Then still has the mind and the ability to get himself back into a state after having been smashed, just to lob the ball into the back of the net, because there were 2 Chelsea players there as well. He had to be cute with his finish. Depoitre, it sums up how he's been this season, to be fair. He's been superb. And that could be the biggest goal of his career, and biggest goal of Huddersfield's recent history. Absolutely, it's a great ball through the middle as well. I think Caballero could have been maybe quicker off his line, but who cares? Absolutely brilliant departure. Great ball as well. I think it was Moy just to dink it through the middle there. Wow. Worth the trip to London for all those fans on a Wednesday night.
Matthew Glennon, you're the master of the understatement.
But it also came from what summed up Town. Lerver chased William back and back and back and back, and Schindler came out of nowhere to make the initial tackle.
Yeah.
Summed up everything about Town this season.
Here comes Alex Pritchard from the Town bench.
Keep the ball, they'll keep possession, Pritchard, that's what he'll do.
Phil Billing strokes a confident looking pass all the way back to Jonas Lussell. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1. And Laurent Depoitre had done such a number on Willy Caballero, bumping him off the ball. It sat up nice for him. He actually picked his spot with Rudiger floundering in front of him. Depoitre thought, where shall I put it into the goal?
The coolest man in the stadium.
For the most important goal of Huddersfield Town's whole history. I'll have there. And now the real hard work starts for Huddersfield Town, as David Wagner reminds his players, because they've got to hold on. Congolo rolls it back to Lussell. Jonas Lussell with a lovely side-footed ball to relieve the pressure on his own box. Chelsea's Champions League qualification for next season is called into question. Rajiv van der Parra is knotted in the back of the head by a clumsy Azpilicueta, and Phil Billing is right to take issue with the Spaniard strutting back.
It was a foul this time. We'll give him that one. Good bit to do on there, Van der Parra, challenging in the air, along with Billing and everyone else as well. Just got to make sure they keep the cool. If they have got good possession, they need to keep that. There's an opportunity there for Moy to give Holgan a big scream and say, I've got it, and took it on the chest and brought Town out nice and comfortably.
Phil in Brighouse. Hey up, boys. Well, here we are again, nerves jangling. I remember listening to the Sheffield Wednesday playoff game to see us go through to that final game Premier League stage. So I'm dancing around the kitchen again now as we listen to try and get survival. I don't even follow football, but come on, Town. Yorkshire Pride, show it and get the job done. You can text 81333, start your message with WYS, or tweet us at WYS Daily. And even a Leeds fan getting in touch, RUW, saying, I wish we could score goals like that. Great finish, well done.
53 minutes on the clock at Stamford Bridge. Frame the moment, Town fans. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1. And the Town fans are bouncing at the old shed end away to our left. Van der Parra has been brought off by David Wagner, and Alex Pritchard is on. Here comes Olivier Giroud, the big Frenchman, for Chelsea.
Yeah, just talked about making decisions. Lerver then, he's just run 60 yards, he didn't need to, he was never going to get there. They played the ball around him. Stay where you are. You 1-0 up, you've got something real to protect now. They've got to score 2 goals, Chelsea. Huddersfield Town not to be in the Premier League next year. Don't go chasing shadows.
Now, we've seen Olivier Giroud before. He came on as a sub for Arsenal on a night that you might otherwise have forgotten from earlier in the season. Zappacosta tellingly has been sacrificed. Conte has changed the shape of Chelsea. He's thrown an extra man upfield, and Chelsea are pressing for an equaliser. Giroud's back flick, Morata in the penalty area. I thought he handled that. It's come off him anyway, and Terence Congolo holds his arms up and says, well, I didn't touch it, so don't feel for a corner. It's a Town goal kick.
Yeah, that's 2 throw-ins in a row now. When it's gone into the Chelsea players' feet, they need that front and back. They need to be marking up. They can't be coming in, letting them turn, letting them pop it off to players and runners.
Well, Eden Hazard is on the bench for Chelsea. Why not another Belgian taking centre stage? Laurent Depoitre. Pedro shows a lot of that to the Huddersfield Town midfield as Chelsea open up to try and come for an equaliser. And as if they were listening to us, the Chelsea fans have started to chant Eden Hazard's name. Chelsea, meanwhile, regained possession with Rudiger, who squares it for Willy Caballero. He didn't look great, the Argentine keeper,
no,
as he came out to challenge Laurent Depoitre, who really enjoyed that 50-50 that he won, to score a life-changing goal for Huddersfield Town fans. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1, and Chelsea roll forward again with Pedro, poor touch. They're jeering him now at Chelsea. Zanka struts, finds Tom Smith with the pass. Moy knocks the ball in field. Pritchard reaches for it, but Alonso will beat him. And now Jonathan Hogg scuffs it forward to Pritchard again, and Pritchard is confident. He does Rudiger with the eyes. Finds Laurent Depoitre, the Town goal scorer, but Depoitre slips. And
that's the difference though. Pritchard, he finds Depoitre, he finds the players. He's ratting around, making a real nuisance of himself, but doing it well, using his energy well.
Chelsea 5th in the table and trying desperately to get into the top 4 and qualify for the Champions League group stage next season. They need an equaliser. Huddersfield Town need to hold on. A point will be good enough to keep Huddersfield Town in the Premier League, and Huddersfield are leading 1-0 at Chelsea with Willian on the ball. Billing shoves the Brazilian over cleanly. Now Billing strides away. Depoitre's upfield. Pritchard trots across the park, now sprints after it. Kante is with Pritchard, which is an unfortunate coincidence because Chelsea's quickest man on the park was back with one of Town's big sprinters.
Yeah, well done there from Billing. Just used his body, used his size there, just give him a little nudge. Willian obviously needs to spend a bit more time in the gym.
Christensen for Chelsea angles the ball over the halfway line. Azpilicueta's pass is poor. Congolo cuts it out, but Fabregas knocks it over the top. Morata chests it down for Giroud, and Congolo jumps in there again like a jack in the box.
Yeah, I'm sure he made the initial challenge. He got back to make another clearance.
Brilliant. What a find has Terence Congolo been on loan from Monaco. Town defend again. Zanka, magnificent tonight here at Stamford Bridge. Stoops to head away. Laurent Depoitre lifts it up the park into no man's land. The Chelsea fans boo. They'll not be booing shortly because Eden Hazard, the Belgian superstar, is stripping down to come on. Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1. It's so exciting. It's so tense. We can barely watch. But Chelsea can't find a way through. And N'Golo Kante is loped after by Laurent Depoitre, Town's hero on the night. Kante lifts it forward for Azpilicueta, who brings it down. Willian on the edge of the box wins a corner off Jonathan Hogg, who's tackled for all he's worth all night. And Town...
Well, all the spaces are covered. Hogg's just been pulled up there to make a challenge on Willian. But there's a player marked at the back post, Tommy Smith there. They've got numbers on the edge of the box, penalty area.
Some of your messages, Adelaide Terrier says, well, the whole of Adelaide's awake now. And Mark, who's in America, the whole of Los Angeles has come to a standstill for the second half, and the White House has turned blue and white. Keep going, Town.
There's a long, long time to keep going yet, as Depoitre, everywhere at the moment, heads away from the near post to defend Willian's corner. Eden Hazard is on. Pedro sacrificed. It's Chelsea 0, Huddersfield Town 1 from Laurent Depoitre. Hogg's in the way of Chelsea's possession. Rudiger chases back to stop Depoitre breaking away again. And Christensen mops up for Chelsea. Side puts it from N'Golo Kante. Scurrying. Moving. His legs quicker than the rest of his body sometimes. His pass is slightly overhit. Smith, Zanka, monitoring that area. Outside the right edge of their box. And they pump it clear. Rudiger has to go and fetch it for Chelsea. And now Eden Hazard motors forward, steps up a gear, takes on Jonathan Hogg and lays the ball off before we've all noticed.
Yeah, Billy just needs to open his body up. Two Chelsea players free on this right hand side.
Kante, Christensen, Willian, one touch to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta's deep cross is headed away by Zanka. On the edge of the box, Haddad's challenging for it, and he brings it down. Straight to Tommy Smith, who clears for Huddersfield Town.
As it stands, Huddersfield Town 15th in the table and safe.
A point would be good enough. Flo Huddersfield looks lively. Is he going to be thrown on? No.
Yeah, I think he's just getting his pads on.
Maybe, yep. Chelsea looking for an equaliser. Giroud trying to play it through a packed box. Willian squares it. Azpilicueta left footed. Far post. Zanka heads away inevitably. Tonight, he's defended everything. Change coming for Huddersfield Town. Pritchard's already on for Vanapara. Huddersfield Town lead by a goal to nil. An unforgettable moment from Laurent Depoitre at Stamford Bridge. Azpilicueta meanwhile. Willian for Chelsea. Deflected cross. Hogg toes it away for Huddersfield Town. And Fabregas has got to go and fetch it. A drifted cross to the far post. Zanka's underneath it, he heads it away. They knew that Alonso was darting in behind. And now Moy does a magnificent job on Eden Hazard, tackling him. The Aussies will need a bit of that in the World Cup, no doubt. And now Rudiger has to thigh the ball back to Caballero. This time, the shaven-headed keeper, deputising for Thibaut Courtois, is good in his control. And he sets it up for N'Golo Kante. Chelsea cross the halfway line, increasingly desperate for an equaliser.
Allardyce coming on.
Eden Hazard away to the left-hand side. Chelsea cut infield with the Belgian. He rolls it for Fabregas, who angles it to the right side. Azpilicueta's ball across the bar, and now it's put in by Giroud. 1-1. Chelsea put it all the way across. I think it was an own goal by Huddersfield Town in the end. It could have been Giroud, it could have been Alonso. It was a double rebound that wouldn't have looked out of place on a pinball table, but it's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1.
Yeah, they just get a bit too much space on this left-hand side. Lerver getting sucked into the middle a bit too much. Having all that space to make his decision, the Chelsea player. That's really unfortunate. It was always going to be a tough ask. Always going to be a tough ask. I think Zanka's tried to clear it, hit a Chelsea player square in the face and gone in the back of the net. Alonso, right off his nose. That's the look that Town didn't need. They've still got something to hold on to. They've still got a lot to gain from this game.
Well, I've never seen a more un-Premier League goal than that. It hit somebody in the face. I still don't know who scored.
I think it was Alonso. I think it's yeah, Alonso's nose.
Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. As Huddersfield Town's history is rewritten again. Fabregas' chip, out comes Russell, punches away. Alonso, the Spaniard, chases it down, but it's cleared by Flo Harajanai, who's come on for Town to double up on the right-hand side and stop the direct threat of Eden Hazard. Fabregas chips it towards the edge of the box. Giroud crushes it down. Now Morata flicks it into the box. There's a wall of red shirts there. It breaks again for Morata, who rides the tackle of Tommy Smith, which was clean. And Town clear their lines. All the magnificent work is neutralised by a lucky equaliser from Chelsea. Fabregas over the top, Azpilicueta, Giroud can't control it, and Congolo pounces. It's cleared by Chelsea. It's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1.
They need a respite. They need a break at some point. They're going to have to get a little bit of possession. They're going to have that 5-minute spell that they need to have just to settle things down, because it's just constant pressure now. Even the crowd have arrived.
Still 27 minutes left. Huddersfield Town's opening goal from Laurent Depoitre neutralised. And Chelsea are coming to try and win it and keep up their hopes of the Champions League for next season. Town number up on the edge of the box. Tommy Smith, he's blocked by Alonso. Chaos on the edge of the D, defended by Schindler. And it's away by Town's hero German and out for a throw.
I don't think Pritchard quite realises what he's meant to do. Keeps talking to the manager to see he's like playing in a sort of second left back position.
Fabregas chips it forward. Giroud's downward header sent away by Jonathan Hogg, but only as far as Fabregas. Back come Chelsea. A touch by Giroud trying to find a blue-shirted teammate is picked off by Aaron Moy, but Town's delivery outwards was poor that time. It's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Again, if Town can hang on, it'll be good enough. But suddenly the tide has turned. Chelsea's free kick after a soft push from Aaron Moy. Morata dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Hazard distances, unfortunately. In that awkward spot, enough room to get up and down over the wall. I think Alonso's actually going to try and take it.
The tension you can feel at Stamford Bridge from both sets of supporters with such different agendas at either end of the Premier League table. 1-1 after Chelsea's equaliser, now a free kick. Willian, the Brazilian, chips it over the wall, offside against Christensen and several of the blue-shirted Chelsea players. Town can clear, and David Wagner screaming on to Terence Congolo as to what the shape should be at the back. I think it's 4 at the back now, Matty, with extras in front. Terence Congolo being told to go orthodox left back now.
Yeah, they need to, because they need to nullify that threat, because he's just constantly, Alvarez, I think it is, just stood there crossing the ball, just firing that ammunition into there. That's a good line though from Town with a free kick. Just waste some valuable seconds, gives everyone a little bit of breather.
De Poitre up in the air, nods it into no man's land, and Christensen picks it up on the edge of his penalty area to find Caballero, the keeper. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. The home fans have the wind in their sails. Chelsea roll it forward. Giroud fakes a flick and leaves it, hoping that Morata will sprint in behind, but it doesn't work. Lussell collects it for Huddersfield Town and bowls it out. Tommy Smith motors forward, and Town are coming for the winner again. Moy, Smith. Town get numbers forward, opening up themselves a little bit now. Moy can't dribble his way around Cesc Fabregas.
Oh, make your mind up, linesman.
Linesman changes his mind and gives it to Chelsea. I've had enough of that tonight, actually. Yeah. It's beginning to really irritate me.
Nervous twitch went the wrong way.
Chelsea clear. Giroud, the big French sub, not a hair out of place after that jump in front of Zanka. And Chelsea knock it down on the halfway line to Azpilicueta. And Fabregas allowed to enter Town territory. Press, press, screams David Wagner, but Town back off. And Willian's got it now, twisting infield from the right-hand side. He toes it for N'Golo Kante. Kante pings it forward for Alonso, who's playing as an extra attacker suddenly. Fabregas encouraged to shoot. Town have left Azpilicueta alone on the right. Great work by Terence Congolo at the last ditch to block the cross and put it out for a corner.
It was great work, but he's left himself a lot to do there, Congolo. He's just talked about earlier on, don't get sucked into them positions. There was enough players there, he didn't need to come inside. Stay wide, do your job.
Chelsea are turning the screw and calling Town's Premier League status into question again. 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. Willian, shocking ball from him though, across the face of the penalty area. Flo Harajanai can just stride after it and find Phil Billing. The crossfield ball by Billing was blocked by Chelsea.
It's unfortunate.
If the last man hadn't got in the way, Pritchard was away for Town. Chelsea come forward instead. Giroud's pass is cut out by Chris Schindler, and Town can breathe, but only for a second, because Willian has it in a threatening position. He draws Jonathan Hogg towards him, rolls it for Fabregas. Fabregas finds Hazard. Hazard stumbles over his own dummy and then jinks round the outside of Congolo. Back heel pass to Willian, and Hazard stays on side, right side of the penalty area. Town get numbers into the box. Willian's drilled cross off Moy, collected by De Poitre, off the clearance by Pritchard. Good ball boy work by Antonio Conte.
Good decision by De Poitre. No need to mess about. Don't have to be fancy. Don't care what the Chelsea fans think. The end game is to make sure this stays 1-1.
Other scores.
Minute.
Sorry, Matt. Leicester 1, Arsenal 1. About 10 minutes behind. Manchester City 2, Brighton 1, and now Spurs 1, Newcastle 0, which means Chelsea will know they have to win this game, as well with them still chasing.
Downhearted we might be for Huddersfield Town, but a point would be good enough. That's the value of Laurent de Poitre's opening goal here at Stamford Bridge in a Huddersfield Town moment we'll never forget. It's since been equalised by Alonso's nose. He didn't know much about it, the Spanish left wing back, but he was in position, and Town didn't defend the approach or the cross from the right, and that's where the finger should be pointed. There's still time yet for anything to happen, as Chelsea argue amongst themselves. It's Conte against Fabregas in this particular argument that we're enjoying in front of us.
Well, I presume he wants him to play up two up front, because that was the sign he's just given. Surely it's not that rude.
Phil Billing, meanwhile, limps towards the near side, heavily. Knock on the inside of his left ankle. He's going to try and stretch it. David Wagner comes across and says, Phil, talk to me.
Get back on the pitch, that's what you need to do. The signal didn't come on.
Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1 on BBC Radio Leeds. We can barely look ourselves.
The referee signalled, you can go on.
Chelsea come forward, Williams in space,
again,
trying to exploit the spare man. Hazard holds off Pritchard. Jonathan Hogg's with him. Hazard teases the Town defenders. Nightmare to defend against the Belgian. Here's Fabregas. Here comes Phil Billing back onto the field, and Town have 11 men again. Fabregas rolls it for Hazard. He's turned away from goal. He rolls it with the studs towards Willian, and then N'Golo Kante scruffy with his pass, and Tommy Smith belts it into the London sky, and Town are clear again. 1-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 20 minutes. It's very long. It's going to be a gut buster for the players, but they'll know the feeling if they do get through it.
Giroud chests down the floated pass from Fabregas. He holds off Christopher Schindler, lays it to Hazard, who was caught in two minds. Hazard rides the tackle of N'Golo Kante, but he's fouled anyway for good measure by Laurent Depoitre. It's a free kick to Chelsea, 25 yards out. Ref says, I want it taken again. He was spraying at the time the free kick was taken. I want to get my spray line on the pitch first, says referee Mason. And Chelsea are going to get a second try at the free kick. I've got a funny feeling they're going to shoot here.
Yeah, it's a dangerous position. Lossel's going to have to be on his toes, make sure he gets that wall sorted out early so we can see what's going on.
The joy of Laurent Depoitre's goal at Stamford Bridge obliterated. 1-1. Fabregas chips it. It's headed across the face of the penalty area. Here's Christensen to hold it up in a packed box. Then the cross from the left-hand side, delivered by Azpilicueta, but blocked by Town again. And Chelsea have to start again with Willian, who holds off Moy. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. A point would be good enough for Town to stay in the Premier League. Kante's cross beyond Azpilicueta. It'll be kept in play by Willian, and the Brazilian will cross again. The queuing up, brilliant header away by Terence Congolo of Huddersfield Town. Depoitre chases it, magnificent defending, and Pritchard stabs it downfield to allow Town to regroup.
Yeah, I don't think Conte would have been too happy with seeing Depoitre coming towards him, just like Caballero did earlier on. And again, Pritchard, not many options, two, three players round him. The ball's just got to go and let the lads have a breather.
Christophe Boula has got his little iPad out again, showing it to Scott Malone, who's still in his training kit, but they've got something up the sleeves of the Town bench. One more substitution available. Interestingly, Tom Ince has come and joined the discussion as well. Work that one out if you can, because Flo Hadersenay and Alex Pritchard have already been thrown on from the bench named at kickoff. 1-1. Hazard threatening, probing, fanning Giroud. A backheel flick is trying too many of them for Chelsea fans' tastes, but we'll take it all night if they're like that, because they're all into space. And Tommy Smith will clear. And Town are safe for the moment. Can we say that with a big S at the end of the night? If it stays like this, we can look forward to Premier League life again. Hazard for Chelsea, edge of the box, onto his left foot, great defending Congolo, reading it, staying on his feet and blocking it. And everybody in a red shirt with black stripes on the front gets behind the ball again, as Hazard teases Jonathan Hogg towards him, rolls the pass off to Fabregas. Williams' touch cut out by Schindler. Town are reading these plays by Chelsea so superbly.
Just need one of these clearances to fall to Depoitre, or Pritchard, just to give them that little bit extra break.
Another one-touch passing move by Chelsea fails to work. Azpilicueta got in the way there, I thought, and Jonas Lussell picks it up, looks at it, chats to the ref, thinks about exactly which panel of the football is going to strike when he delivers this goal kick, and the Chelsea fans boo for time wasting. Huddersfield Town have 16 minutes or so to hang on to the 1-1 scoreline, and then they can do what they want on Sunday afternoon against Arsenal, because the Premier League ticket for next season will be already booked. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Jonathan Hogg was pushed over by Olivier Giroud.
Got to get back up again. There's no point arguing, sitting on the floor.
No free kick. Chelsea start the next possession from the halfway line. They come forward from left to right. Fabregas, a walking pace playmaker all night long, the ex-Arsenal man. Hazard turns skillfully away from Tommy Smith, finds Giroud, who's backing into the Town defenders. Hazard links with Willian. Here's Morata, whose shot on the turn is blocked heroically by Christopher Schindler. And Town can clear again through Flo Hadersanai. Rudiger, he's often looked dicey tonight, and his control lets him down. It's gone straight out for a throw into Huddersfield Town.
Yeah, he's not been tested massively. Maybe he's just a little bit too laid back for where he should be. I'll say Town will take that. Good from Hadersanai there. Muscled, I think it was Willian off the ball. Created the mistake as well for the defender from Chelsea. Just waste a few more seconds, get him pushed out, can have a breather.
Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1 on BBC Radio Leeds. Phil Billing charges down an attempted clearance. There's a counter-attack on. Billing's going to have a shot, and he's only just dragged it wide with his left foot. Caballero scrambling.
Yeah, he felt like Billing there. Why not? Let her go. Pritchard was in a decent position, but he wouldn't really have got a much better shooting position himself.
Chelsea open up for the winner, but they're sloppy themselves, and Rudiger's hesitant, and De Poitras on him, and De Poitras in behind the line is flagging. De Poitras hit the post anyway, but it wouldn't have counted because
Rudiger's throwing himself to the floor.
Has gone Chelsea's way again.
He was in trouble. He's put himself on the floor. De Poitras done nothing wrong there. He's had a little bit of a bundle at him, but the Chelsea player's weak there, very weak.
Laurent De Poitras just done his thing all night and did not really cope with him. Hence the goal.
Yeah, he's lent into De Poitras and just gone to the floor.
Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. A single point here would be good enough for Town. Giroud kept at bay by a combination of Schindler and Congolo. And Congolo smiles at his more experienced opponent, Olivier Giroud. Chelsea start again on the halfway line, and here's Eden Hazard, who stands up Pritchard and sprints around the outside. Pritchard stays with him. Yes. Great work by Alex Pritchard in defence. And not only does he make the tackle, he belts it downfield into a position where you could only hope that Alex Pritchard himself was chasing.
Those options there. Superb defending there, stayed in his foot well, and anyone who can stop Eden Hazard is a good player.
Huddersfield Town push back again to defend. Fabregas chips it with a curl on it into the box. Schindler's header away to safety over the top with an intentional loop on it to allow Tommy Smith to clear high down the right hand side, and it's out for a Chelsea throw in. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. And I would suggest that our friends from South Wales, Swansea, and from the South Coast, Southampton, are looking on with interest. Fabregas pings it right as Chelsea come back at Huddersfield Town again. Hazard rolls it, drags it, pings it for Rudiger down the left hand side, and Chelsea are camped inside Town's half. Williams cross, it comes down in the packed area, shot by Alonso is turned away. Lussell comes to fetch it, and he's good and strong against Morata. Well done, Jonas Lussell. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he was there because the Chelsea player's trying to be a little bit clever. Lussell's made sure he's done nothing illegal, not touched the player at all, knowing that it'd probably go down. And again, he could just waste a few more valuable seconds.
Long clearance by Jonas Lussel. Azpilicueta backpedaling with Laurent de Poitre on his shoulder. Nods cleanly in field, and Rudiger will bring it forward to find Willian on the halfway line. But Willian's chasing back into his own half. He has to lay it off towards Rudiger. Huddersfield Town press just as the head coach is calling for, but not too far forward. The deep block is there with 4 at the back and 3 in front at least. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Kante chased by Billing. Chelsea have to play it across the park again via Rudiger to Willian, and Willian steps over it, but Florent Huddersfield doesn't take the dummy, stays in position. Still Chelsea find Alonso, and now Hazard, left side of the box, he rolls it square. Willian, here's Fabregas, deflection away for a corner to Chelsea.
Again, they're getting there, they're closing them down. Hazard, so quick, moving his feet so well. Great passer of the ball, but they're dealing with it, they're sticking bodies in there. There's some tired lads in there now. They've got to keep him with this.
Immense pressure on the Town defence. Giroud's up in the air for the
Congolo
corner.
Again.
Congolo's there to block him, and here's Marcos Alonso to keep the attack alive. Still 1-1. Immense pressure on the Huddersfield Town penalty area. Willian's cross. De Poitre heads away from the near post. His fellow Belgian Eden Hazard will pick it up on the edge of the box. Hazard chips it with a scoop on it over towards the right side, and Fabregas and Willian, they're queuing up Chelsea. It's all the way across the face of goal. No connection. It's a throw-in to Huddersfield Town on the far side of the pitch, and Town have 9.5 minutes left to hang on.
I think Willian was hoping for another own goal. Some did a mistake there in the Huddersfield back 4. Didn't happen. Lossa was there. He drilled it too much, and again, just keep wasting these seconds. Keep doing the jobs, don't get pulled out. This is where tired minds come into play now. After the big effort on Sunday, the mass effort tonight again. 10 minutes to stay strong.
10 minutes to reserve their place at the top table again next season. But here come Chelsea, and Hazard picks up a loose ball, and Huddersfield Town get back desperately to dive in, with Congolo featured in the melee as usual.
He's all over the place. Absolutely all over the place.
In a good way.
In a good way. His head's in, attacking, challenging, all over the place. Superb.
Bravery, discipline, energy personified by all the Town defenders. Phil Billing making an important interception on the edge of his penalty area. Credit where it's due. And Billing belts it out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. Chelsea fighting for a ticket to the Champions League next season. They'll know that Tottenham were leading last we heard, but Huddersfield Town only need a draw. One more point from what remains of the season will do to preserve their Premier League status for a second consecutive season. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Hazard, Giroud's touch, and N'Golo Kante in the penalty area, but the ball's bobbled away from him. Was it a defensive touch? Yes, says the referee. And Huddersfield Town are going to have to defend another Chelsea corner with 8 minutes left.
Organisation now. Lossell needs to be talking. Schindler, De Poitre again has won virtually everything in that 18-yard box. Don't let anyone get away from you.
Alonso at the near post, fails with the connection. Rudiger's there, Christensen, it'll fall to Azpilicueta. Rudiger, Town throwing the bodies in the way. Brilliant work by Lussel to palm away the header. Palm away Christensen's header. Another heroic save from Jonas Lussel. When will he stop? Town's Danish keeper.
Head injury. Great save from Lussel, but the block's getting thrown all over the place there. Absolutely unbelievable. That's what you need at this time of the season. People doing those kinds of things, knowing how important it is. Tips onto the post. Say he's seen it late as well, Lussel there. Tommy Smith down on the floor, throwing the bodies all over the place. Chelsea must have thought they were going to score then. That is your full-on ping-pong in the box there. But no one was giving up on that. Pritchard in the mix.
Oh, that's
great save. Great save from Lussel. But again, De Poitre in there again though, head in there. I tell you, Smith's early contribution, because Alonso was at the near post on his own from the corner, which was a bit worrying. But he gets there, he makes the challenge, and so Lussel, he's made some big saves this season. going all the way back to Newcastle in the first couple of games that got him that first 3, not first, but a big 3 points there, and he's carried on right to the end of the season.
How is there still 7 minutes left? There's probably going to be about 5 injury time now, isn't there?
And as Tommy Smith gets back to his feet after his head injury, the body language of the Huddersfield Town players is what gives us hope that Town can hang on after that incredible Jonas Lussel save from Christensen and his spinning header. The encouragement between Billing and Congolo and Schindler and Zanka. Keep going is the message. It's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Tommy Smith, yet another Town hero tonight, is going to be subbed anyway for his own safety. Scotty Malone will come on as a late sub.
Well, he's got energy. We know he's got a little bit of nastiness in there as well. He'll put himself about. Williams trying to push Tommy Smith off. Again, we're not here to entertain Chelsea. We're not here to do the job for you.
You're allowed to push your opponents now, apparently.
Well, there you go.
The ref watched William push Tommy Smith off the field. Free kick to Chelsea.
Referee's even placed the ball for him.
And William takes on the Huddersfield Town defenders. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1, with Huddersfield Town performing defensive miracles. Hazard with a great pass across the park. Aspilicueta, Fabregas tosses it into the box. Congolo watches on as Zanka heads away for Town. Rudiger brings Chelsea forward again. Fabregas, Giroud cushions the header up to test the Town defenders again. Willian nods it back into the box. A second header by Giroud. Jonathan Hogg toes it away and Alonso waits to recycle the ball down the Chelsea left-hand side. Backs to the wall for Town, defending with their lives to preserve their Premier League status. And this one's gone away for a throw into Chelsea down the left-hand side.
And that's what Malone's come on for, to help Congolo out there, because he's getting overrun at times, even though he's doing fantastically well. Malone's just going to give it an extra bit of body.
Fabregas and Willian. And now Rudiger. Rudiger always looks a bit nervy on the ball. I'd like to see him press more in future. Aspilicueta meanwhile. And Williams chopped past to Giroud, who squares it. Here's Fabregas, magnificent tackle, Jonathan Hogg. Magnificent tackle, Jonathan Hogg in the penalty area. It's a quarter to Chelsea.
That's all about the timing of that challenge.
Chelsea short corner with 3 minutes left. Fabregas stays onside. He crosses from the byline. Hogg's in the way. Pritchard's in the way. He misses his kick and hacks it away off the ground. And Willian will keep it in play for Chelsea, who need to try and win it to preserve their hopes of Champions League next season. Here's Hazard. He's dragged his shot wide. Wasteful. Goal kick. Huddersfield Town should take all the time they can about this goal kick.
Russell should go to the side of the 6-yard box now for me. The lad's placed it, he's allowed to walk across his goal. Take a bit longer. I'll even take a yellow now as well.
The Chelsea fans can't stand it. Jonas Lussel
There it is.
going to be booked. He's taken one for the team as Jonas Lussel. The Chelsea fans can cheer all they like, but without Jonas Lussel in goal tonight, Town will be out of sight.
Yeah, he's pushed it to the very limit. He's pushed it. But he's waited till the 98th minute before he actually got his yellow.
I think that's experience and professionalism. Here comes Jonas Lussel's goal kick. High into the London sky. He'll take a yellow card. The scoreboard shows Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Schindler shouts Shindies and heads it away, running towards us as he does. And Huddersfield Town knock it into the Chelsea half via Moy. Now the pressure from De Poitre and Billy, and Moy presses on, but Rudiger is allowed to ping it all the way across the halfway line and find Marcus Alonso. In the dying minutes at Stamford Bridge, it's 1-1. Chelsea in the box. Morata's shot on the turn is beaten away by Jonas Lussel. Man of the match for Town. There are several candidates, but he'll come close, will our Jonas. Fabregas sends it forward, and Willian does a big 180-degree turn. all the way onto his left foot. Fabregas's touch, great back heel by Hazard, another by Kante. Willian in the box, drills it, deflection. Lussell will smother it. Lussell will smother it. And Chelsea's chance is stifled. It's 1-1.
Again, throwing the body in the way. Superb, just took all the sting out of it. So they're riding the luck a little bit now, but they deserve every little piece of it for this effort tonight. Great kick as well from Lussell. It's a great kick into a horrible area. He's got to go and chase it. It's not going to go out of play, just waste even more time.
Christoph Bühler and David Wagner are checking how long he's going to be added on already. There's still a minute left of normal time. 89 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge on a night when all Huddersfield Town need is to draw against last season's champions Chelsea. That will preserve Town's Premier League status. 1-1 it stands. Chelsea pouring forward for a winner. Hazard plays a 1-2 with Fabregas, the second one. The shot is blocked, a hook across the face of goal. A sideways overhead kick from Fabregas is wide. And Town are hanging on.
They're hanging on. But they're doing the job. Probably all these people there, even with the overhead kick there. Congolo's still in an excellent position just in case the Chelsea plays there. They're still throwing the bodies in the way. Lussell's still going to take forever with this one. We're just waiting to see what the official's going to do now. What he's going to hold up.
Christoph Bühler, the assistant head coach,
6.
bounces up and down on the edge of his technical area behind David Wagner. He's got to inspire his team again. As David Wagner questions the 6 minutes that have been added on by the officials. The Town fans can barely watch. Morata chases the flicked header. Terence Congolo is back there with an overhead kick clearance to keep Chelsea at bay. It's Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1. And N'Golo Kante running out of energy, but he's found Morata by mistake. The flag's up, Chelsea are offside. Chelsea are offside. And I think it was Hazard coming back from an offside position after the ball was recycled.
Yeah, I'm not sure where 6 minutes has come from. It seems quite a long time in this game. I'm sure they can keep going. Offsides like that'll help. Just slow the play down. The Pochettino's just got to find this corner, Lussell. Doesn't matter if it goes out of play, as long as it takes a little bit of time off this game. Again, another great strike.
Knocks it long. 1 minute of the 6 has elapsed.
Malone's pushing them forward as well, closing them in, try and don't let any gaps. Try and keep them in that corner.
Laurent Deplatre is all gusto up front as Town try and pen Chelsea in. It almost worked, but Caballero's desperate ball across his own box has released Alonso, and here's Hazard skipping past Pritchard, and Chelsea are threatening, but Hazard has seen his pass cut out by the brilliant Zanka for Huddersfield Town, and Chelsea have got to go all the way back to their keeper, Willy Caballero. Anything can happen when he's on the ball, I'll tell you.
Well, he never give him a chance then off that throwing. Pritchard was unfortunate not to just read that.
1-1, deep into injury time. Jonathan Hogg holds off Hazard. There's a push by the Belgian on Johnny Hogg, and Huddersfield Town will get a free kick.
4 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 massive minutes.
The Huddersfield Town fans here inside Stamford Bridge are right with you wherever you're listening to us, in Adelaide, in Los Angeles, in Dalton and in Meltham, because Town are 4 minutes away from reserving their place in the Premier League for a second consecutive season. It'll be with 1 game to spare as well if they can hang on to this 1-1 scoreline after another match full of defensive heroics for a second consecutive time. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1, as more seconds tick down. The ball's deep inside Chelsea's half. Rudiger curves the low pass across the park towards Fabregas. Fabregas chips it forward high. Town lying deep. Morata split. Giroud can't control it. Zanka does a great job on him. The Chelsea fans obviously think there's a penalty there for being held, or
begging,
somebody smudged his makeup, whatever it is. Town have belted it away. Back come Chelsea. Alonso, good looking cross, but Congolo's underneath it. His header in the air, brought down by Willian. Fabregas over the top. It's chased by Giroud, hooked away by Flo Huddersfield. And Town will defend the throw-in. Less than 3 minutes left of injury time. It's still 1-1. Hazard jinks in field, looking for an option. He crosses deep. Is it better to come from the right-hand side? Azpilicueta, Willian, the tricky Brazilian. Poor pass towards Rudiger, and Aaron Moy intercepts, belting it downfield as he does so. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes for Huddersfield Town to hang on at Stamford Bridge. Azpilicueta's ball into the box, chested down by Schindler, and driven away for a throw-in to Chelsea.
That was awkward. That was really awkward for Schindler. Spinning ball, man running behind him, putting him under pressure. Doesn't handball it. Keeps it under control. Gets a clearance again.
1-1 between Chelsea and Huddersfield Town. Azpilicueta's throw, met by Giroud, but his backward header is snapped from the air by Jonas Lussell, the Town keeper. And Town will take their time. 6 minutes were added on by the 4th official. 4.5 have elapsed. And Laurent Depoitre brings the ball out of the sky to connect with Jonas Lussell's downfield clearance. Now they try and pin Chelsea in again. Rudiger's got the ball in his box, but Billing and Moy are running towards him. And the big German at the back for Chelsea just about releases it for Alonso. Chelsea knock it long, but Terence Congolo is on it for Town to send it back in the opposite direction. And Laurent Depoitre keeps working.
Well done, Malone.
Pressing. Scott Malone puts the pressure on. Aaron Moy snaps at N'Golo Kante. And now Rudiger's on it. And Chelsea are running out of time. And Scott Malone has nicked the ball off Fabregas.
In the corner.
He's been body checked by Rudiger. And Town have won a free kick on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. With 40 seconds left of injury time.
Gotta go in the corner.
40 seconds left for Huddersfield Town to hang on here at Stamford Bridge. If they can preserve this 1-1 scoreline, the job is done. And Town will play Premier League again next season.
Got to put in the corner now, just do anything else. No heroics. Nothing that'll give Chelsea possession back. They've literally got 30 seconds to keep their Premier League life alive.
The Town fans here at Stamford Bridge are saying it for us. We are staying up.
That Willian can do what he wants. Look at Willian now, just refusing to get 10 yards away. Just clicking more seconds off the pitch.
Deep into the 6th minute of injury time. 1-1. A draw is all Town need. Huddersfield Town have a free kick on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, and Aaron Moy is chipped into the corner flag. The final whistle at Stamford Bridge. David Wagner leaps in the air, and the Huddersfield Town head coach is engulfed by his coaching staff. The Town players in red and black run towards the away fans, away to our left. They've preserved the 1-1 draw against last season's champions Chelsea on an evening of heroic defence and wonderful goalkeeping from Jonas Lussell. Chelsea 1, Huddersfield Town 1 means that Huddersfield Town will stay in the Premier League for a second season.